Hi, my name is Angie Nader from the Marina Chamber of Commerce, and I'm here with Joanne, who is the advocate for the Friends of Community Bookstore. Joanne is going to take us on a tour of the bookstore and share a little bit about the bookstore's success with our community. Hi, Joanne. How are you doing today?
Good. Thank you for coming.
Thank you for having us.
This is the new Friends Community Bookstore. We're located across from the Ramada Inn on Reservation Road, behind the Korean barbecue and faux fusion. We're in the back corner. We're open from 10 to 4, Tuesday through Sunday, and welcome you to come in and browse. Let me give you a little tour. We are so excited that we can finally bring a bookstore like this to our community. It's not your normal bookstore. This bookstore is run by the Friends of the Marina Library. It's an all-volunteer bookstore. Almost everything you see, the bookcases, supplies, our cashier counter, have all been donated by volunteers and people in the community. This is supported and run by the Friends of the Marina Library and is an all-volunteer bookstore. Our prices are the same as they are at a bi-monthly and annual sale at the library. Most books you're going to pay 10% of retail. So if it's a $28 hardback fiction, you're going to pay $2.80. If it's a $17 softback fiction, you're going to pay $1.70. We do have some really beautiful special items, and we price those according to what we feel the volume is. So we always have this nice section here for some of our specialty items. We have a section here always of local authors and local books, and we have a section for the recent hardback fiction. That's 2016-17 new releases. Those are $5. And then we always have features around and sales going on. So we have every genre. I'm hard pressed to find a type of book, an area or a genre of book that you're looking for that we don't have two or three shelves. Then one of the most exciting things was how we were able to develop this room. This is an all children's bookstore, from babies to young adults. We have classics, we have picture books, we have board books, we have Newbery and Calicut prize-winning books. We have a feature right now here of Wizard of Oz books that are all 10% off. And we're featuring sci-fi fantasy this month for the teens and tweens. We have an entire large bookcase just for tweens. And we have 3 or 4 shelves and a whole rack of books just for teenagers. We have racks and racks of chapter books and little readers and beginning readers. We have I know we have the largest selection of children's books around. We are so blessed with our members and our volunteers and our community donating these beautiful children's books. And we've been open a couple of months, and we've already sold over 1,200 children's books.
That's amazing.
In just a couple of months. So this is just so great to offer this to the children in the community. Then when you come back here, this is our fiction bookstore. We have sci-fi, fantasy. All of our hardback fiction is on sale right now for $2 a piece. We have tons of paperbacks, soft fiction, and then we get into our audio section. We have lots and lots of DVDs in 2 different places, lots of music, and we've tried to sort them by genre so you can find the music you're interested in, and all these paperbacks. And we're still looking for more bookcases because when you turn around, this is all ready to be purchased. It's our overstock that doesn't fit on shelves yet. So we're hoping to fill that entire wall with more shelves and get this displayed a little more comfortably. But most customers browse in here and they buy right here too. And that's pretty much the front and the bookstore. Now, you probably saw in the video as you walked along, we have a lot of offices along this back wall. And this one is a children's reading room and playroom. So when the parents are here, the children can come in, they can read, the parents can come in and read with them, they can spend however much time they like in here, and we have some toys and things for them to play with. And all of the other offices have different functions like that. We have one office where we just process our children's books. And this is storage of more children's books, and where we process vendor sales because we also sell books to vendors like Powell and textbook.com, and we also sell books on Amazon. You can go to the friends-of-the-marina-library.org, and there's a link you can click on, and it'll take you right to our Amazon store. And that's, of course, our most valuable books that we get donated. And we usually have about 1,000 books on that at any given time. And then the rest of this is what we call our back room, our back room operation. So this room's going to be used for overflow books. This is where we sort paperbacks. This is storage of boxes. And when you get back here, oh, and let me introduce Terry. She's one of our very
Hi, Terry.
special volunteers that does about 6 different things. And she's here 4 hours a week, 3 times a week. 4 hours a day, 3 times a week. So what we do back here is this is where we take in all the donations. We have a room right there that sometimes is almost full of donations. And we have a team of people that come in and we sort them and then we scan them all. And that's how we find our books for Amazon. The software we use lets us know what the lowest price on Amazon is. So like all those boxes over on the corner have been selected to be put on Amazon, and we're just waiting to have enough volunteers to list them all. So if you're interested in learning how to sell things on Amazon and in volunteering with us, that's an area that we could really use some help with. We'd like to build a team of about 3 or 4 people that list all of our books on Amazon. It's one person right now.
So I just have a question because I was here yesterday visiting you and I seen some of your volunteers using this scanner here. Do you want to give a little bit of an explanation? Because the volunteers, this is something that they would be doing, right?
Yes, one thing, yeah, we could use another person to run the scanning equipment. This is just a $25 scanner you can buy on Amazon. And it's the computer, we put them in, we scan them in, and if we can't scan them, we type in the ISBNs, and the software is free, and it tells us whether a vendor wants to buy the book and the lowest price on Amazon. So they set up these 3 tables, usually with 400 to 500 books at a time, scan them all in, and then they pull all those. When that's done, they move over here to these tables, and volunteers use alcohol and sanitize the books, clean the books. Those books that don't have prices get priced. That's what Terry's doing right now. And then they're sorted by genre and put in all these wonderful little cubbies that a friend in residence here in Marina made for us. We bought the materials and he made these cubbies and we love them. And then they get boxed up and we separate which ones we're going to put in the bookstore and which ones are going to go to our book sales. And so when you go to our book sales at the library, there is no duplication, and it's not like we pull stuff out of our bookstore and take it to our book sales. It's a completely different inventory. So we have that all boxed up. Everything goes into banker's boxes like this. And when we have our annual sale, we usually have about 700 boxes of books. So I'd like, before I finish, I'd like to talk a little bit about volunteering. And I kind of started to develop this with the Friends of the Marina Library in 2010. And we've been kind of building every year, building, building, building. And a year ago, I tracked all the volunteers that did something. Some of them made food for events, some of them put on events at the library, some scanned, some cleaned, some worked as cashiers, some delivered postcards all over Marina. You probably got one. And I counted 200 volunteers that year throughout the year. And so volunteers come and go, and they get to come in and work in all the areas until they see where they'd like to be. And then I try to match them with what they're most interested in. So I have a number of volunteers that just work on the children's books, and volunteers that just come back here and sort donations, and they're like, oh, don't unpack them, don't unpack them, we want to find what's in the boxes. So there's millions of things to do. We're always extremely busy. We always have stuff going on, and everything we do raises money to give to the library, to buy books for the library, which go out to all of the county libraries, and to provide books to the community, and to put on all the events we put on at the library. We do block parties for little kids where we buy the more expensive, big toys and kitchens and ice cream trucks and things like that parents maybe don't have the room or the resources to purchase. And we turn the whole community room into a big party for little kids every single month. The second Saturday of every month, I think it's at 10 o'clock. We put on a movie every other month in the afternoon, the second Saturday. We do our book sales at the library every other month. And while that's going on, there's a concert in there. The block party in the morning, concert in the afternoon, bookstore in the book sale in the front. So we're a very, very active friends group, and everything I've showed you today is a direct result of volunteers from our community that have become part of this wonderful community library. And we're so proud of our library, and we're so proud of what we've been able to do, and so excited to offer this. We decided to call it the Friends Community Bookstore because, yes, it's put on by a friends group, but more than anything else, it's a service for the community. As we grew, as we developed what we're doing, we got more and more donations, more and more books, and we couldn't sell them at the library fast enough. So we would get too many, and we'd have to go through 60 boxes of hardback fiction that was almost brand new and send a whole lot of it to Goodwill because we just couldn't handle the volume. So it was just an easy decision to have a bookstore that the community can come. And the first customer I had this morning came from Pacific Grove. We've had customers come down from Moss Landing and San Jose, and we have a lot of customers from Salinas, Carmel Valley. So that was my dream, was to provide this to the community widespread in the area, and it's reaching out. So please promote us, tell your friends, post it on your social media, come in and visit, stop by anytime, stay as long as you want, have fun playing with books and finding those obscure, unusual things that are hard to find. and volunteer with us. We could really use some people that like to handle books and help customers find books because we have such a big inventory that having some more people in the front at the bookstore itself and helping customers find those books. That's what I do. You know, if a customer is looking for a certain sci fi book and I've got four more boxes under the table, I'm going to crawl down there, unpack them, and let him look through them in the hope that he can find one more book. And they usually do.
Well,
And so, thank you so much for coming in today and making this video. And I hope it reaches out to lots of people. I hope everybody shares it at their businesses and their workplaces, and we get the word out. Thank you.
thank you so much, Joanne, and thank you for taking us on a tour of the Friends of Marina Library Bookstore.